Egypt has sent a military aid to Somalia just recently. And because of that, Ethiopia responded to it that we're going to defend with everything we got. And of course, Somalia and Egypt are together right now. And then at the same time, you have United States giving military aid to Egypt, the country that has sent the military support to Somalia. Think about that scenario.
This is the journey to one Africa.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mika. Welcome back to SNOA. It's good to have you guys in here. If you're new to this family, subscribe, like, follow us, and leave your comments in our videos. You know, we really appreciate, and we actually enjoy reading your comments and hearing your different views, guys. I know I'm the only one behind the mic right here, but you guys can be in the comment section. I'm learning from you, hearing from you. So do not stop letting us know in the comment section. Guys, we have latest here on U.S. military aid to Egypt. Military aid to Egypt. All right, guys. We know this back in the days during the regime of Barack Obama. He actually stopped giving military aid to Egypt because of what's so-called the human rights concerns. So he actually stopped, but then later on when President Trump, he became a president to USA, he actually renewed the military aid. So he sent like $1.5 billion of military aid to Egypt. And there have been a lot of concern about Egypt were involved actually in bribing Trump in the first time when he was running for president. Like Egypt, he sent like $10 million US. These are kind of like, you know, accusations that they were not really proved, but the case was still going on, and it was shut down later on because they did not find any evidence of Egypt hijacking the election in America. It's not a news that a lot of people knows, but there were some sort of investigation going on. A lot of news that everybody knew it was between Russia interventions to U.S. election. But here also, there have been some rumors about Egypt interfering, basically supporting, you know, donating $10 million US to actually supported the election in United States, which is basically illegal because United States actually you cannot really receive any money from any other sovereignty or any other country, especially during the campaign. But that case was closed. There were no solid evidence. There were no money seen in the account of President Trump actually from Egypt. So because of that, it was actually shut down. But now we see this news today that Biden basically, if Obama stopped giving aid to Egypt and then Trump came and revived it, right now, I mean, the normal reaction is that you will not see Biden sending them money because it's Democrats, you know, Trump is Republican. But surprisingly, there's $1.3 billion allocated of military aid. This decision override previous conditions set by the Congress regarding human rights concern. Here's the summary of the keys points. Full aid allocation. The U.S. has chosen to provide Egypt with the complete $1.3 billion in military aid, waiving human rights conditions that had previously led to the withdrawing of a portion of this aid. Reason of the waiver: Secretary of the State Anton Blinken used his authority to waive these conditions, emphasizing the importance of Egypt's role in the Middle East stability, particularly in mediating the Israel-Hamas conflicts. This includes efforts to broker a ceasefire, negotiate a hostage deal in Gaza, and increase humanitarian assistance to Palestinians. Human rights concern. Despite this aid, there continues to be significant criticism regarding Egypt's human rights record, including allegation of arbitrary killing, torture, and detention, alongside the suppressions of civil society, free press, and free expression. U.S. perspective. The State Department has maintained that while they are concerned about human rights in Egypt, the strategic importance of Egypt in regional peace efforts justifies the aid. They also mention ongoing dialogue with Egypt for human rights improvements. Senators like Chris Coons and Chris Murphy have criticized this decision, arguing that Egypt has not shown sufficient progress on human rights. They point out that strategic ties with Egypt have been maintained even when aid was withheld in the past over over these concerns. In response to some of the criticism, Egypt has released over 950 political prisoners since September 2023 and is reportedly moving forward with reforms of pressure detention. Though critics argue these steps are insufficient. The decision reflects a balancing act by the U.S. between promoting human rights and maintaining strategic alliance in a volatile region, particularly given Egypt's pivotal role in the Gaza conflict mediation. All right, guys. So that's what has happened. U.S. have given 1.3 billion U.S. military aid to Egypt, and the case of human rights violation. Okay. I don't really understand every time when people talk about this, and especially in Congress or whatever, leaders in the United States. I don't really understand. Not because I support human rights violation, no, but because there's a very fine line when you talk about human rights violation. Like these days, even if you do not support LGBTQ and you say, you know what, we don't want this thing in our country, like what some leaders in Ghana did and Uganda did, that will be a human rights violation. So I don't really understand this when it comes to the case of human rights violation, because the standard of human rights violation between the United States and the rest of the countries is very different. And the matter of fact, not only here, but, even in the United States, there's human rights violation everywhere. That not to say that we should embrace these acts, but I'm saying it's really odd to use this point all the time because, we know that the human rights abusers of all time, the U.S. government, we know that, with everything that we got, there's a lot of evidence of these things always, everywhere. What is happening, what happened in Libya, what happened in so many countries, across the continent, across the world. We know that. Anyways, that to say, I know Egypt has been in a very front line to actually defend Palestine, with the war that is going on between Israel and Hamas. It has been on the front line to take to take some of the people who actually escaping from that region to come to Egypt and all this stuff. So I think Egypt has been in a very strategic place to do that. And actually, it's, I don't know, Egypt is still Africa. So, in a way, it is a very pride, for Africa to stand between. And Israel, right now, United States giving this aid, military aid to Egypt. I know it's saying about, because of this war that is happening, but just to remember that, recently Egypt has given the military aid to Somalia, basically send troops there and some tanks and some weapon to Somalia. So doing that to Egypt, basically United States is giving more power to Egypt, and especially in the context of Africa, Egypt to be very well equipped militarily. And with every tension that is happening right now between Ethiopia, Egypt, and Somalia, it's kind of a threat, I would say, because Egypt is in tension right now with Ethiopia and is involved with Somalia, supporting Somalia militarily. And at the same time, United States sending military aid to Egypt, basically giving them more power in whatever that is happening right now. So I don't know really what is going to happen or what is going on. But these are few details that we have about this. We have a few senators that have opposed this. And, for me, I will always say this, that it's very important to have independent Africa, free from aid. If we take aid, it should be some part of the, I really believe like it shouldn't be the, foundation of our progress or our development. I will always say that no matter how many people are going to oppose, no matter how many of you will oppose, but I'll always say that because I believe in the independent Africa. I believe that Africa should not be used for certain wars or certain conflicts that are happening across the world, because we ourselves, we have a lot of conflicts and tensions happening in our countries, and we need to deal with them even before dealing with anything else out there. I believe we should say Africa first and deal with our issues in the continent before anything else. But Egypt receiving this aid, military aids, basically, yeah, it's good for them, but we don't know what does that mean to the rest of the continent, to the rest of Africa. Because for a while right now, there've been a lot of tension between that part of Africa and this part of Africa. I don't even want to mention because that was the agenda created by them. But I don't know how African Union is going to be involved in this. Again, it is very important to have a strong, united Africa so that things like this can actually come through a strong, united Africa. But you can pick and choose whatever country you want to give aid to. And that is how the beginning of disintegration and divide and rule, it is happening in our continent, in our country. I'll tell you this today, guys. I will come here to share another news of the response of the countries that you know their attention with, Egypt. This is the huge backup. This is the huge backup. So my prayer and my wish is that the tension that is happening within the Horn of Africa, and Egypt is involved as well. My prayer and my wish is nothing bad will come out of that, regardless of. Okay, let me be real with you guys. Looking at this, for me, I don't even think about the Israel and Palestine war. I don't think about that. But the act of United States giving military aid to Egypt, for me, I see it as a like fueling fire. I see it as a stirring fire in the region. I see it like that because I don't think it's a coincidence that Egypt has sent a military aid to Somalia just recently. And because of that, Ethiopia responded to it that we're going to defend with everything we got. And of course, Somalia and Egypt are together right now. And then at the same time, you have United States giving military aid to Egypt, the country that has sent the military support to Somalia. Think about that scenario. What does it say? What does it say? And Democrats have not been good, close friends with the current president of Egypt. Actually, the matter of fact, Trump has been a good friend of him, not the Democrats. They cut aid during Obama's administration. Right now, Biden giving back. So I don't think it's a coincidence, and I don't think it's just a normal act. But I think there might be something else going on. So, because of that, you guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section. This is just my personal thoughts. I'm processing it and raising this talk to hear from you guys as well. What will you say about everything that is happening? So guys, please let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts and what are your take on this US giving military aid to Egypt. Let's all remember it's 1.3 billion US dollars. 1.3 billion US dollars. Man, it's crazy how America is spending a lot of money in military while even the economy of America is really shrinking and everything, the prices of the things are going high. So America, they will never do this if they don't have something behind, if they don't have agenda. That's one thing that you have to know about United States. They don't do nothing for no reason. Everything they do, they have thought about it, they counted about it, and they have tensions. So what are these intentions? Perhaps Americans, you can help us out in the comment section. All right, guys, appreciate. Don't forget to love one another, spread peace wherever you are. See you soon.